George Carlin was born in New York City in 1937 to a devout Catholic Irish-American family, and although his family was very devout, Carlin rejected religion as a whole later in his life. During his youth, he had a difficult relationship with his mother, and he often ran away from home. But despite their very difficult relationship, his mother instilled in him a love for the English language. His love of performing in the spotlight was later realized at Camp Notre Dame in Spofford, New Hampshire, where he won several awards from the drama department. When he grew older, he was a member of the United States Air Force. However, during his time as an airman, he was court-martialed 3 times, labeled unproductive, and discharged from his duties early. He has been a rebel since the very beginning.
He started his foray into comedy with his early partner Jack Burns in 1959 on a Fort Worth radio station. They eventually moved to Hollywood, where they performed stand-up in beatnik coffee houses. They later performed a few of their notable routines, such as Al Sleet, a skit about a hippy-dippy weatherman, on television together. However, the pair split ways after 2 years in order to follow individual pursuits. Carlin was a frequent guest on Jack Parr's The Tonight Show, later hosted by Johnny Carson. During Carlin's early career, he wore suits and short hair and was seen as very conventional. However, his conventionality didn't last very long. Carlin was an audience member for controversial comedian Lenny Bruce, and police officers were questioning people at a show one day. When Carlin refused to show his ID, he was arrested.
Carlin eventually changed his material as well as his appearance by wearing faded jeans, sporting long hair and facial hair, and also wearing earrings. This was extremely shocking at the time, for performers were expected to dress formally, and Carlin shocked and inspired people, for he broke the mold. His most well-known routine was 7 words you can't say on television. Carlin was charged for violating obscenity laws for this routine when he performed it at the Milwaukee Summerfest in 1972. The court said that although the language Carlin used was indecent for the situation, he was allowed to say whatever he wanted under his First Amendment right to free speech, as long as it didn't disturb anybody. This gave a lot of freedom to future comedians because it widened their opportunity to perform material that would have previously gotten them arrested.
But completely filled. Well, in looking for these words, I kept finding new categories. We have so many ways of describing these dirty words. We have more ways to describe dirty words than we actually have dirty words. That seems a little strange to me. It seems to indicate that somebody was awfully interested in these words. They kept referring to them. They called them bad words, dirty, filthy, foul, vile, vulgar, coarse, in poor taste, unseemly, street talk, gutter talk, locker room language, barracks talk, bawdy, naughty, saucy, raunchy, rude, crude, lewd, lascivious, indecent, profane, obscene, blue, off-color, risque, suggestive, cursing, cussing, swearing, and all I could think of was shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
Carlin's material was in 3 categories: the little world, which was about observation of daily life; the big world, which involved social commentary; and the peculiarity of the English language, which involved euphemisms, doublespeak, and business jargon. The overarching term that Carlin used to describe his comedy was humanity's bullshit. His different acts involved discussion about topics such as rape, genocide, war, and other controversial issues, which was very uncommon at the time.
Comedy before Carlin was more slapstick and wholesome. A good example of this is the Three Stooges, where they commonly hurt each other in the name of laughs, and the material that they covered is more basic and relatable, such as being poor.
Mo, come on. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I thought you was the goon. Say something. Say something. Numbskull.
However, their comedy doesn't go so deep as to address the problem. Instead, it just skims the surface of the issue, making light of a common problem many faced at the time.
Carlin led the way for comedians to branch out of the wholesome and family-friendly style that was acceptable before his time. Today, comedians continue to push the limits of comedy by discussing new topics such as racism, technology, and family life. A good example of a current comedian pushing the envelope would be Louis C.K.
Sorry I'm being so negative. I'm a bummer. I don't know. I shouldn't be. I'm a very, lucky guy. I got a lot going for me. I'm healthy. I'm relatively young. I'm white, which thank God for that shit, boy. That is a huge leg up. Are you kidding me? Oh, God, I love being white. I really do. Seriously, if you're not white, you're missing out, because this shit is thoroughly good. But let me be clear, by the way. I'm not saying that white people are better. I'm saying that being white is clearly better. Who could even argue? If it was an option, I would re-up every year. Oh, yeah, I'll take white again. Absolutely. I've been enjoying that. I'm going to stick with white. Thank you.
Carlin changed the face of comedy during his time in the spotlight. He made it acceptable to defy social norms and ask hard-hitting questions, and also brought the First Amendment to the comedy community. He was truly revolutionary.